Welcome to another edition of By the Numbers with me, Liam Conley, your friendly numbers guy and pastor at Harvest Vineyard Church. As we wrap up the year, we want to take a second to look at the business side of the church. But before we do that, we're going to begin with our mission statement. We as a church exist to help people encounter Christ, experience community, and love the world. So everything that we do, everything that we talk about with numbers and budgets and finances, it only matters if real people are encountering Christ, experiencing community, and learning to love the world more. Now with that being said, real ministry does cost real dollars. So with that, let's get into the numbers. We're going to begin with the 2020 budget versus actual. Now last year, we were actually over budget on income and under budget with expenses during a global pandemic. That's amazing. Though we did see a 10 to 15% drop in income, which is completely consistent with what most churches are experiencing, we still ended the year in a very healthy place. Our staff, our ministry leaders did a great job limiting expenses and being careful during an unknown time. Now speaking of ending the year, I wanted to give you an update on our 2020 Christmas offering. We received $10,535 towards our 2020 Christmas offering. We were able to take over half of that and bless our community partners and also missionaries with the year-end gift. We also have our ministry leaders beginning to look at purchasing some of those kind of wish list items for our youth, our children's ministry, and our tech area. So if you gave towards that, thank you so much. Keeping our focus outward is one of my favorite things about our church because we can do more together than we could possibly do alone. Specifically financially, looking at the community impact that we have, looking at the missionaries and local Christian workers that we support. So first there's InterVarsity Christian Fellowship, which is a campus ministry, and also Navigators College Ministry, Christian Educators Association International, Operation Mobilization, or OM, Youth with a Mission, also known as YWAM, and El Pozo de Vida in Mexico City. In terms of community partners that are right here in Ames or Central Iowa, we partner with Wings of Refuge, The Bridge, formerly known as the Emergency Residence Project, Home for a While, Food at First, Obria Medical Clinics, and Mustard Seed Community Farm. We've been able to bless and impact each of these organizations over the past year and will continue to do so. So looking forward to this next year, in terms of where we're at in budget and spending, we created a conservative budget for this year that we will continue to monitor and revisit regularly. We've not had to lay off any staff or reduce any salaries. All of our ministries are continuing to operate, though many of our staff and leaders have voluntarily reduced their spending to accommodate the unknowns that we're still walking through. Now when we look at our cash situation, or what's often called a balance sheet, we continue to have a good amount in savings, and we practice what we preach in terms of having 3 to 6 months of expenses for an emergency fund, or what's called maybe a rainy day fund. We're also continuing to discuss and look at how to pay down our outstanding debt on our building as quick as possible, as we want to get rid of that debt. And as we announced at the beginning of the year, we are planting a campus in Fort Dodge. And there are many questions that have come in about what does that look like, especially in terms of the budget and the finances. Now we're continuing to think and pray and talk with people who've done this, and nothing is totally set in stone, but since the beginning of our church, we have set aside 2% of our income every month to go towards church planting and new campuses. So we'll continue to do that. Now the Fort Dodge campus will have shared expenses and shared income with the Ames campus, as we're calling it now. So for example, when you give to Harvest Vineyard Church in Ames, 2% of that is going to the Fort Dodge campus. And we'll also be having shared expenses, so things like marketing, design, database management, and bookkeeping will come out of the main Ames campus here. Now all this is because of your faithful giving. When you worship God with your finances, you are impacting real people in real ways. Whether it's meaningful children's ministry, or helping a family pay their rent, whether it's a missionary here locally or across the globe, or filling up a food bag that we're giving out to our community every week. All that we do is because of your faithful giving. So I want to say thank you. Thanks for hanging in there. I'm Liam Conley, and this has been By the Numbers.